guys, welcome back to my channel. I just decided that this is very necessary just because I don't want you guys to be alarmed. I don't want you guys to be confused, especially for those of you that are following me for the plant-based aspect of my channel. Besides my personality and my charm and my personality. So I wanted to make an announcement because I think it's necessary for you guys to know this. I am making a few changes to my channel. I'm no longer going to only be catering to vegans and plant-based foodies, but I'll also be making food that caters to the general public. I know we already have channels like that only cater to the general public and not necessarily to vegans and vegetarians, but I figured I wanted to open my audience a bit and widen it and not cater to just like a very small percentage of them, especially in South Africa, and as much as I want to be like a vegan YouTuber pioneer in South Africa, I figured having a few non-vegan recipes here and there wouldn't hurt, especially because my channel will still primarily be using vegan and plant-based content to promote itself. I'll still be making a lot of vegan meals. I really want to thank you guys for supporting me so far, and I hope this way, strategizing, this small construction and adjustment to my channel won't be too much of an issue. If it is, then I don't know what to tell you.
And fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above.
Okay, that's it, guys. That is my tofu scramble.
Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above. Sycamore tree. Dream a little dreamer. Breeze seem to. Breeze seem to whisper.
Peppers, garlic, your seasoning. It's all about the seasoning, guys. The video that I'll be posting today is not a vegan video. It's actually a non-vegan video. I'll be making a vegan stroganoff, but don't worry, this vegan stroganoff video will also be accompanied by a vegan version, which I'll be posting next week instead, or maybe on Sunday. I'm still trying to decide. I think I'm gonna post it on Sunday instead. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry. I am not quitting veganism or plant-based foods or promoting a healthier lifestyle. I just think I can do that whilst also catering to a wider audience, yeah. So without further ado, I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and since we're on the topic of change already, I just thought I should also say, as you guys know, I like to also make videos that show a lot of liberty, right, and a lot of creative license, which I think I have as somebody who's cooking for myself and or for other people. So I have made a few tweaks to this recipe. It's not an original beef stroganoff recipe. The few changes that I made, for example, is that I'm not adding mushrooms to this one, just because I'm adding mushrooms to my vegan version that I ate, and I would love as much mushrooms as I can, and the mushrooms are just not enough. Okay, they're just not enough, and it's fine. And instead I'll be subbing the mushrooms with some vegetables, because we always love to find a way to sneak in more vegetables into our meals and be healthier. Yay! Feel free to leave these things out. I'll also be adding habanero paste because we love spice in our family. If you do not want any of these things, you don't have to add them in. You can still add in your mushrooms originally as said. And I did not have any mustard sauce. Neither do we buy it usually at home, so I thought it would be kind of like a waste if I bought it. But we did have mustard seeds, so I did use mustard seeds instead of the mustard sauce. What other change did I make? Oh, and my family is not really big on sour cream, so instead of using sour cream, I used normal fresh cream, and then I added in some lemon juice for that sour aspect that we'll not be getting since we're not adding sour cream anymore. And lastly, I also added in some sharp cheddar cheese because my family loves sharp cheddar cheese, and I'm not cooking for myself in this video. As you can tell, I'm making a beef stroganoff video. Like I said, I didn't convert, so I might as well cater to their preferences. Also, again, to promote the idea that when you cook, it's very okay to add in whatever you want to make the recipe perhaps better, or to make a few tweaks to suit your preferences, because after all, you're the one that's gonna have to eat that. So yeah, okay, bye. you're gonna prep your veggies, I just wanted to break the silence, sorry, just because I wanted to apologize for this blurry shot. I didn't realize that it was this blurry when I was filming yesterday, and now I'm editing and it is what it is, man. So I just wanted to apologize, but you guys get the idea. I just decided to keep the videos in nonetheless so that you can see me cutting the veggies. Perhaps you can see how I'm cutting them. I'm cutting them diagonally and I'm cutting them in thirds, so they're pretty much like 4 centimeters long, or about 3 to 4 centimeters long each. And yeah, this will continue. I double checked, it will continue for the other veggies that I'll be cutting, which are the carrots and the peppers and the sweet corn, unfortunately, as well. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, just by the way. Color on that beef, guys, look at the color, it's so beautiful. That's the kind of color that you want, because that means that you're going to get the most flavor out of the beef strips. Yeah, so I ensured that it was very crispy. I'm going to keep showing you the color just so that you can see what I'm talking about. You don't want it to be pale, you want it to have some color on there. That also means that the fat juices are also in the pan, so when we add our onions, they can mingle with the flavor that's already in there, and we can take advantage of that flavor profile. Now that I've added in my onions, you'll see they'll turn a little bit brown from all the flavor waiting to be harvested at the bottom of the pan. This is what I love about searing your meat first. You can always take advantage of the flavor that ends up remaining behind from the juices of the meat and the fat that melts off a little bit. And then also, to help cook the onions, we're going to further develop more of our flavor and take advantage of the flavor at the bottom when we add in our beef broth. Also, I know I already typed this out in the video, but I just want to reiterate, guys, salt at every stage. Not only does this help you layer your flavor, but also to develop it in the process. Next, once your onions have caramelized nicely with the beef juices and the beef broth, you're going to add in your veggies, which are your sweet corn that you just cut off the cob, your carrots, and your bell pepper. I'm using yellow bell pepper. You can use green if you want. You can use red. Oh yes, red would look nice here as well. But I didn't have red bell pepper just yet until my mom came back with groceries, and I then took advantage of that opportunity. And then you're going to add in this seasoning spice. It's actually a stock powder. It's chicken stock powder. In my household, they love it, and so that's why I'm using it. But this is completely optional. Instead, you can just use salt, because we are making a beef stroganoff after all, not a chicken one. So you can just use salt if you like, but I just thought adding this Benny spice would help to add even more flavor, and also because I'm cooking for my family, not for myself. Next, we're adding in our spices. Now, these are optional. I'm making a lot of tweaks here to this recipe. I hope you can see that. Generally, not many people would add herbs. I added in rosemary and some parsley as well, because I think those herbs pair really nicely with beef. I highly suggest that you boil your pasta or your spaghetti, whatever it is that you're using, while you do your last step of your beef stroganoff, just so that they can finish cooking at the same time. Now, the sauce. I'm going to be adding in some butter instead of some oil for some more flavor and to add some creaminess. And then I'll be adding in some sliced garlic. These are 2 cloves of garlic. It's optional because my beef was already marinated in this. And then I'll be adding some red pepper flakes, as well as some mustard seeds and some chilies. Chilies and the red pepper flakes, optional. Again, these are just my little tweaks to make it a little bit of a more interesting flavor profile. And then I'll be adding in some flour. If you don't want to add in some flour, you can also add in some cornstarch. It depends on you. I'm basically kind of making like a bechamel sauce here, because I'll be adding in my cream next. And then I'll be whisking the flour in so the sauce can thicken. Another tweak that I'll be using to make this sauce a little bit more interesting and make it mine basically, or rather my family's, because that they'll be the one that will be eating this, is I'll be adding in some cheddar cheese to this, sharp cheddar cheese. When you use very mature sharp cheddar cheese, it has a little, well, sharpness to it, and I think this will help make up for the lack of mustard that I added in here, because I didn't add in any mustard. Instead I added in some mustard seeds, and the lemon juice as well is gonna help, but I just think adding sharp cheddar cheese also helps to make it a little bit more interesting. Also, not to mention, my family really loves cheese, so I just added it in because, you know, the sauce is white and I was enticed.